I have been doing a little experimenting with the order join feature, and I have a project set up. This pattern is set at almost 7.5 inches tall, and I can do 2 rows before I need to roll the quilt. And most of you know I like to quilt a row from left to right and then from right to left. Now I could set this project up and using order join I could do several things. First, I could have set the entire project up so that it would have sewn left to right, right to left, and now back and forth all the way down. And doing some experimenting with that to get that idea to work, I found that I would have to start at the very bottom, the last row. And since this is an even number of rows, I could do this. I have 6 rows left, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows that I have not quilted. And what I could do is, if I wanted to sew left to right, right to left, all the way to the bottom, and I wanted to just do this, I could start at the lower right, and I could right click there, and I could tell it to do the order join. And then I found out if I'm going to do this, I would have to go and click the first repeat on the left end of the next row and do an order join. And it takes a little bit to work through all of this. And you can tell when it's finished. Then I'd have to go to the right end of the next row and right click and do the order join again. And the left end of the next row up. Keep doing this. And my last row that's unquilted up here, do the order join. Okay, I'm going to go and look at the sewing order. You can see the sewing order starts with 0 here across this next row to quilt to 7, drops down to 8 through 15, and then 16 to 23, 24 through 31, 32 through 39, and 40 through 47. So it would sew left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left, all the way to the bottom. Okay. So that would work. And it would tie off at the end of each row, and that's fine. I wouldn't mind that. So I decided that's a little bit of trouble doing that. Maybe I could find a different way, maybe something a little simpler, a little easier. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get out of this and see if I can't find an easier way. Okay, I have gotten out of all of that and back to where it starts over here, and it would just sew left to right, left to right, left to right all the way. But I don't want to do that. And here's one thing I could do. Since I can quilt 2 rows, I could right click on the last repeat in this second row that I can stitch, and I could go down and tell it to order join. Then I could go up to the first repeat in the row above, and I could tell it to order join there and let it finish. So it's done that. Now it would stitch left to right, right to left, and it would tie off right there. That would be fine. So I'm going to check this, make sure it's okay. Pause my recording. It is going to stitch correctly. It will stitch this top row left to right, the bottom row right to left, the second row. And I can show you the sewing order. It's changed the sewing order to be where right here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right on down through 7. And then here's 8, right through 15. And now this sewing order is still in the old sewing order. And that would sew left to right in this top row, right to left in the second row. And it would tie off right there. And I'm thinking, is there a way I can make it sew left to right and then down to the next row and sew right to left without stopping? And this is what I've decided I can do. Okay, I used Alt-L and I drew a line from the end of this first row to the beginning of the next row. And that says, okay, it's going to end there. So I want it to sew continuously, but at this point it won't. So I go over and I right click on this first repeat in the top row that I'm going to sew. And I go down to Order Join. Now it's going to do all of this, and you see these are all turned pink, telling it it's finished doing the order join. And I'm going to escape and get out of that. And see, here is start, there's next, and it's going to sew down this row to the right, down to the next row, and then sew back to the left. I'll show you the sewing order. There's 0 through 8, then 9, and 10, 11, right on back across. So now I have accomplished what I want to. It has quilted left to right, down the edge, and right back to left. And this is going to really save me some time when I quilt multiple rows, that I can quilt left to right and right to left. I like this feature.